I'll play it.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Tucson, in this beautiful Friday, October 28th, as we kick off Halloween weekend. I hope you guys are ready for fun and festivities. If not, just hope you remember to keep your porch light off so you can hide inside and not have any of the ghouls be pounding on your door. We have a lot of stuff to get to today. It's going to be a fun Friday show. Herb Stratford's going to be in a little bit later on as we geek out on movie stuff. Also, I have tickets to give away for Greta Van Fleet at 8:10. We'll do another round of Led Greta Van Zeppelin. It's a little game we've been playing all week long to give out those tickets because that show's right around the corner. A Wednesday, November 9th. I discovered that this week. Yeah. Yesterday was big news as we got Gronk in town. Right?
Yeah,
so
party in town.
Rob Gronkowski is tearing up the town. He had his first EGs yesterday, as reported on by Justin Spears at ESPN Radio. And he basically said in the press statement, as he was doing a press conference, saying he wants everyone to come out, pack the stadium so they can rage. So he's trying to get like 70,000 students drunk all at one time. And I don't think anyone could do it on this planet except for Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
And then along with that, he also made a major announcement for small businesses because Barstool Sports is the sponsor of the Barstool Bowl that happens on New Year's Day around that time each and every year. Used to be the Arizona Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Major sponsor. They announced yesterday through Rob Gronkowski that they are donating $1 million to local businesses affected by COVID, which is great. Yes. And it's not just like restaurants, just local small businesses in general. They could, if you own a local small business, you can apply for a grant anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 per business here around the community. And that, of course, that's money from Barstool. So thank you, Barstool. Very nice stuff. So good things happening, you know. And again, I'm looking out for that party bus, and I know it'll be around. In fact, actually, I'm going to a Halloween party tonight. I mean, maybe Gronk will show up to Nightmare on Congress.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm sure he's partied at Hotel Congress before.
Yeah.
He was a student. He knows. Now, I mean, Rob's like locked down. He's got a beautiful woman. So I don't think he's going to be out there trying to scavenge or bang a bunch of co-eds. He could if he wanted to.
Well, sure.
Yes, but I don't think he does. I don't think he wants to. I think he's set. But he still likes to party.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know he's not just saving his energy for a one-day party. The guy is, he's a 24/7 party.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when you see Rob Gronkowski show up at Nightmare on Congress? What are you going to do?
I run right up to him, do one of them football dances, like when they score in the end zone.
He's going to know you don't know a real football dance.
I know all that. If there's one thing I know about football, it's the dances. Come on.
No. Let me see one shuffle. Do you even know how to shuffle?
Day. I'll shuffle
that's
all day.
That's not a football dance.
I'll shuffle right down the end zone. What are you talking about?
No. See, that's not a football dance.
How dare you?
You know what? I would keep it cool, right? Okay. And say, introduce yourself as the host of the festivities and just let him know that if he if you can get him anything, you're the guy.
What am I, his butler?
Yeah, you're his butler. Be his butler. Look, we're trying to get him in on the show, dude. Oh. It's a long play. He's not going to come on the show this week, right? But maybe next year, next homecoming, he might think, hey, that guy that was dressed up like Ron Burgundy, he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's involved with the radio show. Maybe I'll go on his radio show.
Yeah.
I mean, figure it out, man.
Yeah, I'll do that by partying with him, not by humbly asking if he needs me to fetch him anything.
I like the applause.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you should. Yesterday I posted on the Beef Vegan Instagram page, the Spirit Halloween meme. We got in on the fun. Everyone's posting those, and you would think that everyone's happy about them. I mean, they're getting played out really fast, but not everybody's happy about the Spirit Halloween memes. In fact, actually, there's one entity in particular that does not like the Spirit Halloween memes. Can you guess who it is?
Is it Spirit Halloween?
Correctamundo. Yes. The pop-up retailer Spirit Halloween has been getting flack for the fake Halloween costume memes, and now they're speaking up. The memes that include, and we saw these through the podcast broadcast yesterday, like loser, gay guy, gay person, terrible outfit, and more. When somebody who thought the costume meme was real tweeted the company, they responded with, "This is not an officially licensed costume from our company. Photoshopping our packages seem to be trending at the moment." They added that they will be passing this on to their review team.
Yeah.
Luckily, their review team only works about 1 month a year. And the memes are not real costumes. Just a reminder. But
also, no returns accepted.
I think they're just kicking themselves that they didn't come up with all these outfits. Like, damn, look at all these great ideas.
Yeah.
You got entire social media brainstorming for Spirit Halloween.
My friend Clay did the best one where he did the Spirit Halloween meme costume on the meme costume on the meme costume. It was an infinite. It was excellent.
All right, yeah, that's pretty good and pretty clever. He did that himself.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over the place. You could look at mine at BFegan on Instagram. Drop a little heart there. And I went to Spirit Halloween yesterday actually, and it's a zoo. It's like going to Walmart on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Right. And it looks like a dystopian, like post-apocalyptic setting because there's just things just all over the place, just on the floor. It looks like it's been looted, but there's still things on the shelves. Trying to find this ultimate like costume. And I was going to go with a cheerleader, but that's out of the equation. And so I couldn't find the male cheerleader outfit. Mm-hmm. That was sold out. So I'm like, okay, maybe female cheerleader, right? I'll go drag, whatever. But they were all for women's sizes. So even a woman's large is like a niche medium. And it's not going to happen. So I ended up just going with, since it fits the theme of the show. I have my little Halloween jacket that I rock. And you know what I do like each and every day? I ask you the question, hey, I want to play a game.
Oh.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's very Jigsaw-ish.
Sure.
So for Halloween, I'm going to be Jigsaw in a way. Yeah, I have my jacket. I have a Jigsaw mask that I could just, put down to be like, hey, happy Halloween. And then I could easily lift back up and put the beer back to my mouth. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I could have went all out, but really I'm going for comfort and I'm trying to, enjoy myself with some spirits. And that's how I get in the spirit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so if you're dressing up, I would just consider that.
I'm surprised. I try to avoid masks at all costs when it comes to Halloween. I find masks to be a bit much.
The jacket is pretty much the outfit.
Yeah.
The mask is something that I'm really going to be rocking on top of my head.
Yeah.
And then I'll just pop down for like 30 seconds at a time. Yeah. Boom. Happy Halloween. Lift it back up. Boom. I'm back to me. Yeah. Drinking away. Having a good time. Just binge drinking. You shouldn't do it. Let me just throw that out there. Fair warning. Don't binge drink. It's not good for you. I do things that are not good for me. I do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
All right. And I'll be binge drinking and having a good time with that.
I'll be driving them home.
That's right. All right, let's get this show started. We got 3 days grace coming up after Green Day, plus your morning moron. Get ready for those tickets because I'll be giving those away at 8:10 for Greta Van Fleet. Plus, I have some other stuff that I forgot to give away this week that I will sprinkle throughout the show. So just keep it right here. Yeah, Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about the
Danhausen would have been a good one. All right. Oh, we are here live on the podcast broadcast, and you're looking at a still shot, which is awesome. I'm going to kick that out of studio. And then speaking of awesome shots, look at this fucking guy here, huh? Yeah.
Boom.
Herb Stratford, the Teatro Carmen, which whatever that means.
Teatro Carmen. It means Carmen Theater. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know enough Spanish to know that.
Totally. Yeah. So the Teatro Carmen, is that your new nickname, though? I mean, because look, let's just pretend I don't know you. I'm just walking by one of the stands, probably head shops, and I see the Tucson Weekly. And I'm like, Look at this guy, Teatro Carmen. Why does he look so serious? Right? Are you afraid people are going to start calling you Teatro? Like now it's a new name because I don't see your name anywhere on here.
No, it's true. My name's not on there.
See?
And you know, teatro, I mean, that means theater in Spanish. So, I mean, honestly, that probably would be a good name for me because that's kind of my thing.
Awesome.
So, right?
Call you Herb Teatro?
Right? You know, it'd be my wrestler name. Yeah.
Yeah. The Teatros.
Animal.
Is this your first time on the Tucson Weekly?
On the cover, yeah.
Nice. Whatever that sound is, mute it. And do you feel bad about muting, or I'm sorry, do you feel bad about robbing Powers of his lifelong dream of being on the cover of Tucson Weekly?
There's still time.
Still time. It's got 8 pages. I got so we'll lose 4 more pages.
Yeah.
It'll
be a
still
flyer.
be a sheet.
It's not going out of business.
Yeah,
It's
and I'll
still
make
there.
it.
Yeah, I can see honestly, and I'm not blowing smoke. I can see Powers on the cover because of what Powers does, and seriously, all the cartoon stuff, the mobile, all that stuff. I totally see that.
If I ever get to do it, I want to make it a coloring book edition. They one time did like a coloring book Tucson Weekly, and I want to do that where I can make it like add some stuff.
That would be cool.
So,
all right. Now, I know you don't care too much about your reputation because you partake on this show, but I do have to ask you this. Are you afraid that people are going to call you Teatro Carmen, the dude that has the best dispensary in town for 4 years running? Because, again, this cover is very misleading when I'm reading it. I'm like, oh, my buddy Herb Stratford. Oh, well, his name is Herb. I guess that does make sense.
Maybe that's why they didn't want to write it.
You can't put Herb right above best dispensary. That's a conflict of interest.
Well, you know, I will say I do find it a little distracting. The Arizona Daily Star does it too, where they have the ads on the front. I'm like, is nothing sacred? You know what I mean? Like it used to be the newspaper, the front page would not have an ad on it. So it's a little bit weird, but you know.
When I was on the cover of Phoenix New Times, which is a publication that is printed to the hundreds of thousands of people up in Phoenix, Arizona, they didn't have ads on the beginning on the cover. It was just 100% focus on the cover subject, which happened to be me, and it was a pretty nice experience. My Phoenix New Times. See, you got Tucson Weekly, which is the week before or the weekend before Halloween. That's a good issue to be on because people might pick it up to see what's going on for Halloween.
That's true,
right?
That's true. Yeah.
I was on. All right, get this: the cover that was leading into St. Patrick's Day weekend.
That's another big one. Lots of drinking. Absolutely.
Yes, it was huge.
Very nice.
And I made it from there. People are like, stop me on the street. Like, hey, were you the guy posing like Eminem on the cover of New Times? Like, you fucking know I was. I lost myself in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it lasts for a week until the next issue comes out. So,
in fact, I think New Times canceled their print up after that. They're like, we peaked. It's done. I don't know if Tucson Weekly is going to put out another one after Teatro Carmen is on the cover of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do like Teatro Carmen as a name. So,
were there any more pictures of you inside of it, or
no? Just pictures of the theater inside.
Okay.
So yeah.
So why did they choose to do a picture of you scowling at the sun as opposed to the theater?
I don't know.
While naming the theater.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's still good.
No, yeah. But I mean, it was my serious face. I didn't want to have like a goofy face because it's just like, ooh, you know. I mean, I had to do something.
How about
serious.
smile?
Oh, I know.
You know, there probably was a smiling shot in the mix. You know what I mean? I was standing out there for a while taking pictures.
And we're not the only ones making fun of Herb, by the way.
That's
His
true.
wife was making fun of him even more so than us. So we're taking it easy on him compared to the things that his wife was saying about the shot. So she was equally unimpressed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
She's happy for you, but absolutely.
Yeah. She's like, she just thought I was looking stern for no reason. So.
Right.
I'm like, I'm raising $6 million. I got to have a stern face. You wouldn't give $6 million to some goofball.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You absolutely would. No, well, not poor example, but okay, a little better, but not 6 million. I don't know if anyone's getting close to giving 6 million, but you would definitely give money to a guy who enjoys what he does for a living. He enjoys restoring theaters.
Yeah, and it has a positive impact to the neighborhood, the community, to everything. So,
if I was to caption this photo right here, I would say, this is what you're thinking. fuck, this theater is old. It's gonna take me forever. It's gonna take $6 million just to scrape the lead out of the paint. You know what I mean?
You gotta separate the lead from the paint.
Very complicated process.
Absolutely. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's the podcast broadcast. We're making fun of Herb Stratford as always. You can join us and see that he is on the cover of the Tucson Weekly. It's a big deal for Herb. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And just for the record, his name is not Teatro Carmen, but you can call him that if you see him on the streets.
Yeah.
And coming up next, we're going to talk about what big releases are coming out this Halloween weekend. So you go out and see that either in theaters or on the streams, and what to avoid, that and so much more. We'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. And we'll be back right after Lincoln Park's Numb. It's Rock 2.1. Clear. All right. Yeah, I'll be pulling this up the entire time.
Okay.
No, I'll also do, I guess, trailers and shit that we do. But
Okay.
it is good though. Did you frame it?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
You know, it's newsprint. It doesn't really frame. You know what I mean? You got to figure out how to do something.
It does frame actually.
My wife will be like, "Really? Really?"
There's actually a service
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
because I've been in the
They can
newspaper.
laminate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll get contacted
Yeah. Oh yeah.
by these companies. They'll be like, "Hey, we saw your own thing. Would you like to get it laminated?"
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
For $45 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. No,
Mhm.
I don't know.
blah. You should. I'm dead serious. You absolutely should. That's awesome. You did do that. I think that's a big deal.
I
Okay.
like in these notes. So we'll talk about the good. We'll talk about Netflix releases apparently, and also like in Herb's notes, he just says ad lib House of Dragons.
Well,
All right.
because it's a skinny week, so I was like, you know, what else can we talk about? House of Dragons ended, right? Big
Yep.
deal. I do have a list of stuff that's coming up, but I mean, that was a big deal. And
I have a trailer we can show Herb.
Oh no, we already watched that. But I will say this: even more reason why I did my cheese segment. You know, so hey, there's not too many new releases coming out for Halloween. Eat some cheese and then have nightmares, and you could maybe envision a brand new Nightmare on Elm Street. Powers wants to watch the the Scrooge trailer again. It's like a 5-minute trailer.
No, it's not. It is a 1-minute trailer on Instagram. It is literally 1 minute. It is not 5 minutes.
because it has to be 1 minute on Instagram. Yeah, they don't do anything longer than that.
They're
do
starting to
reels.
extend things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, we're gonna
This
do
is for my movie. It's the 5th anniversary of Scrooge's 2 Tucson Halloween extra special.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
right. 5 years.
yeah.
What
Next
was your-
year, I'm going to do the special edition.
Herb, do me a favor. Watch this movie and give me an honest review, but not like a Kevin Smith review, but like an honest review.
Well, if the filmmaker's not in the room, I'll give you an honest review.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt anybody's
So
feelings.
when you watch a movie, then I'll make sure it's a Powers sick day. I'll be like, hey, Powers, go to the bathroom for like 5 minutes and
So
then
we
do an
can
honest
talk.
review. But then if it comes back with glowing reviews, then you can watch the replay and then attach it to the movie, because every movie needs a critic review on the poster.
I guarantee if you watch the movie that we made, the first like 10 minutes a little slow, but then it does pick up. It's got 3 kind of arcs in it, and I
He
think
just
you'd like it.
gave his own review. And then there's
It's because
3
it's a
arcs.
very B movie. It's
Well, send me
it's-
the link. I'll watch it.
Oh, it comes out on Monday.
Oh.
On YouTube.
Oh.
So I'm finally giving it out.
I
So I'll
don't,
send you the link on
get
YouTube.
ahead of time.
you were selling it before. You were selling it before.
Well, yeah, we would air
Sure.
it at the screening room last year. We did it at Tuscom with a panel and all that stuff. So this is the first time I'm finally just putting it on the internet.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Took you 5 years to do that.
because we were using it.
Yeah.
I mean, even with like major releases after like 6 months, it's pretty much out there, right?
Yeah, but I want a Halloween tradition like Rocky Horror.
Mhm.
Well, you want Rocky Horror, but I mean, you shot it like on an iPhone, right? We're
No,
talking about the
we
Scrooge
shot it.
movie for Powers.
Yeah,
Um,
it debuts on Monday on ScroogeTube on YouTube.
okay, but now we talk about B movies. There's still like a budget and there's cameras and stuff like that. I saw the movie, and I mean, it wasn't shot with a camera. Like
It was shot with a studio camera, real
a studio camera.
Yeah, back when Creative Tucson was a studio.
Okay.
We had real cameras, TV movie cameras, all that stuff.
What about
We
your
shot it
sound
real.
guy? Because the sound did sound like 80s porn.
The sound is a little rough.
Okay, see, that's a
Yeah.
big issue.
It can
You
be.
know?
It's a B movie. We did our best. It's
All
5
right.
years ago. Things have changed.
We
I
did our
mean-
B best.
Yeah,
All
B
right.
for best. It's good. It's really in the writing. That's where it all comes through. You'll find it in the
Sells?
writing.
Okay. All right.
Herb, he's gonna
All right.
love it. Herb's gonna
All
love it.
All right. I am about
All right.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about story. So what's the story synopsis?
Oh well, Cratchit. All right, Bob Cratchit. This is a story of Scrooge and Bob Cratchit, and it's after Christmas now. They've celebrated every holiday, and not just specially, but extra special because it's Scrooge. You got to do it over the top.
Okay.
So Scrooge has spent all this money buying pumpkins. He's been taking a coal that he got from Christmas, that, it happens at Christmas, you get a lot of coal. You take that coal, turn it into diamonds. Take those diamonds, you buy pumpkins, right, to invest in for Halloween night.
Okay.
All right. So a bunch of stuff happens. Cratchit gets involved, and anarchy.
This is your synopsis. So you
there's a trailer. I mean, the trailer really explains the whole.
Oh
synopsis
yeah, I'm
better.
sure the trailer explains everything.
Trying to remember what the trailer says.
Does the trailer have cursing in it?
No.
All right.
It's rated PG, yet still hilarious.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a tall statement. Let's see. Well, I'll pull it up here just for the sake of, since it's the light week and there's not anything coming to movie theaters this week, and it's all Netflix related stuff.
And that's because of Halloween, right? This is normal. This is not an abnormal thing. People know, the studios know people are going to be out partying. They're not going to go to the movies right during the weekend. So that's why.
All right, Herb, then I need you to do this for me, okay? Give me an honest review of the trailer.
Okay.
And again, not like a Kevin Smith honest review. I need, pull the Band-Aid. Be rough on him if you feel the need to be rough on him. If you love it, then just love it, right? So that's how it goes. I mean, this thing does have 6 likes on Instagram, so people are digging it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's huge. It's viral. All right, so let's check out the minute trailer here. As seen on Power's Instagram.
Extra special is coming.
A full-length feature film. Mr. Scrooge's plot to create diamonds from coal for pumpkins to sell on Halloween night has gotten his most faithful employee, Bob Cratchit, in a holiday jam again after murdering much of Tucson.
Sir!
Can our boys escape their nightmares, death, and the devil himself?
This premiere of this brand new film will have it all. Spooks, scares, and maybe even yours truly. It will be scary.
After murdering Tucson.
Extra special.
Doing it again.
I'm in.
See?
I'm in. I'm especially fond of the effects. The level of effects it got me intrigued.
Oh yeah.
Between Snapchat filters. And,
I think it's pre-Snapchat filter too, so he was able to do that. I do like how you have one piece of scene in the entire thing that's not affected, and it's just Joel as Cratchit going, oh, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, way to drive the plot forward. I'm in. Yeah. Like, what the F is going on in any of this, really?
I told the whole plot right
I
there.
know you did.
You did.
I think.
See,
How long is the movie? How long?
Oh, we chopped down to about an hour and 40.
Jesus Christ. It was like
That's slightly over 90 minutes.
I know the director's cut is 6 hours.
It down.
Yeah, because we recorded a bunch of stuff. There's a whole scene
Editing.
There's a whole scene with a mummy. We just we're done.
Editing
We
is
can't have
an
it.
issue with Scrooge and some of the sketches. Editing is an issue for sure. You could definitely chop that down. So yeah, you get the special cut of
10 minutes of
an hour and 40
bloopers.
minutes of that.
Yeah, 10 minutes of laughing. Just a laugh track.
Yeah, there's 10 minutes of just going, oh, sir, oh.
That's uncanny.
I know. Watch out, Joel. I'm going to take your role here. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Join us, youtube.com.
Oh, was that on the radio?
Yes, it was. You're welcome. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what's worth checking out on Netflix this weekend. So stick around.
Wow. What a treat.
Yeah. So
right?
there you go.
The Tucson Halloween extra special.
And I'm taking Halloween off just so I don't have to play the trailer again.
It's fair.
But I will give you an extra like though. So we got 6, and let's say it's lucky number 7. Now 100% viral. All right. Boop. Anthony liked it. Oh, Anthony already beat me to it. So now I has 8.
Yes.
Shit. Don't feed the beast, guys.
Yes, feed the beast. Let me tell you, Scrooge, it's happening. And I'm only aging into the character.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Love being Scrooge.
Yeah.
That is true.
I've made 14 additional shorts that are on the channel. They're like 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, like because that's the goal. make these just funny specials for each holiday, make them very short.
All right.
And then it all led to a 1.5 hour movie.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty fun.
And now is there going to be a sequel?
Yeah, it's the Thanksgiving one.
Okay.
A Murder Most Foul.
Is that going to be ready for next Thanksgiving?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I honestly think if we push it, we could do it. It's just that we do keep 2 Cents Sketchy a lot. And I'm trying to pay bills and other things.
Yeah.
So it's hard. We want to do it. We wrote half of it.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you said you wrote half of it, but maybe if you look at it and you just slap an ending on it, you have it done. Maybe you're writing too much because again, you're like, are you writing a Netflix series? Or are you writing a short? Or are you writing a movie?
We want to make it a movie, and the next one's a murder mystery. So it's a murder mystery. I want to cast Fitz as Scrooge's dad, and he might do it. He said he would do it.
Oh,
it's the only murder mystery that's so long that you don't see the end because you've murdered yourself before you.
I like Fitz as dad. That's
right.
That's
Isn't that
casting.
Scrooge's
like
dad?
Yeah.
You're going to find out maybe Scrooge is only like 30 something. He's just full of shit.
All right. Let's, speaking of debuts, we have a debut for you as well. In the spirit of Halloween, you'll see this posted on our social media. It's Happy Halloween from Beef Vegan Presents. Check this out. Hey, so what are you guys going to be for Halloween this year?
I was thinking of being like a zombie giraffe. I got stilts.
Thinking maybe like the Demogorgon from the Stranger Things. I already got a guy from California doing like the stilts and all the crazy special effect makeup stuff, so I'm stoked. What about you?
I'm just going to be what I'm always. Just a ghost.
A ghost? That's lame.
A ghost? Oh, how original, bro.
Come on, how long have you guys known me? I'm the best at ghosting. Honestly. Watch this. And fuck you.
What the fuck? Oh man, that piece of shit still owes me money! There's gotta be a Sacagawea coin in here somewhere.
There you go.
I like how Powers just is like.
I like how we're adorable.
He's fiending for it. Yeah.
Very nice. Well done. Good effects there.
Yes. Yeah. That's
nice fade.
Well, that is Snapchat. That is the power of Rico's Snapchat filters. The guy's got it figured out. And if he was around 6 years ago doing the effects, it would have been similar. 6 years ago, you guys did pretty well for the effects on Scrooge, but that's all we're talking about that. All right.
That was more than enough.
Yeah. No, I know. I gave you radio airplay and everything.
I'm
like,
shocked.
Fuck, I know.
He's even mad at himself because he was mad at me before. Must have forgotten.
Right. I'm like, this guy's a dick. I'm still the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Black Panther. So Wakanda Forever. Now they just did a world premiere that was for, the cast and special guests. And they said it was a very emotional world premiere. Did you know about this, Herb?
Yeah, just that, obviously it's got all that emotion baked in because Chadwick, this is the role that Chadwick Boseman, was, and he passed. And so the mantle is being handed over. So there's a lot of emotion here. And also, I think that the Panther sort of it's sort of like this love letter to African culture that nobody else is really doing. I mean, yes, you had the Woman King, recently, but you know what I mean? Like this is the OG, right?
Yes.
This is the one where it's just done with such loving care. And so it's and they're putting it in this sweet spot in November, right? You know what I mean? Where it's going to get a lot of buzz. I mean, I think it's the early buzz has just been that it nails it, right? It just hits that sweet spot of respect, but it's still a great action movie, and it's still a Marvel movie, maybe one of the more heartfelt Marvel movies, which can get a little goofy sometimes, because they're based on comic books. But,
did you hear about James Cameron's argument against Marvel, saying it's all like college bro humor?
Yeah, I don't know why somebody of Cameron's stature needs to take shots. You know what I mean? It's like Scorsese. It's like, why are you taking shots at Marvel? What's the point?
Did they get asked about it constantly?
Probably.
What it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like, hey, you got a big blockbuster, and you had the biggest grossing film of all time until Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
He's like, I think it fucking sucks.
But I mean, just check your ego, right? I mean, not everybody loves every movie. And so if somebody loves something, doesn't mean you have to hate on it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. Go watch it.
It was a decent critique where he's like, they're all just kind of like bros. And I'm like, it's kind of true.
Yeah. No, I mean,
not
it
the
is,
worst thing to say.
But it's just like it's clickbait, right? You know what I mean? It's like somebody trying, let's try and get Cameron to say something negative about Marvel, and then we'll ask Kevin Feige what he thinks about it. It's just like,
that's the game.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Wakanda Forever is going to step it up for sure in a lot of different ways, and developing and introducing new characters too. What are some of the like rumored cameos that are going to appear in this film?
Do you have a list? Because I haven't seen much.
I've seen a couple things.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it though. Let's talk about how I was right about James Gunn though. Just 30 seconds. Tell me how awesome I am about predicting
the
James
thing
Gunn.
is, I mean, I will say that that wasn't the biggest reach. If you had said Peter Safran, then I would have been like, nice get, because that was the one that was more of a surprise.
Okay,
right? You know
who
what I mean?
is he?
He's a producer. He's a producer. So the thing
I wouldn't have known.
No. I mean, and that's the thing. He is a producer, where
Right.
James Gunn is a director, a writer, right? You know what I mean? And he is more like he's the visionary guy. Safran's going to be the guy that says, yeah, we can make this work, right? This pencils out, right? You know what I mean? So they really needed two people, which I think is really smart. The question is, can those guys agree on everything? You know what I mean? Because he should just stay out of Gunn's way. Because Gunn's brilliant.
Yes.
But Gunn didn't want to do all the pencil work. You know what I mean? So that's probably why they said, do you want it? And he said, I don't want to do the whole thing.
Right.
Bring somebody in to help me.
I think he should be there to get in Gunn's way a little bit. I think James Gunn
probably
needs a filter.
You think?
Yeah. Otherwise, it gets a little too. You're going to be complaining about the same complaints you have about Marvel now, or the ones you'll have about DC.
But I already complained about DC.
And I got bad news for you Batfleck fans out there. Ben Affleck signed on for 3 more Warner Brothers Batman movies.
Did he?
Yes.
Really?
And yes. This is the rumor and speculation, according to Hollywood Reporter, that he has signed on to continue his role as Batman. As you know, he's going to be featured in The Flash. That's a fact.
If it ever gets released.
Yeah. If they can't CGI out Ezra Miller's face, that'd be a way just to do that. But yeah, he's going to be there. That universe, having Henry Cavill.
Yeah, back in Superman. Uh-huh.
Yes, basically, essentially, what the one thing that James Gunn and the DCU are going to do is not erase the Snyderverse. They're going to embrace the Snyderverse and correct course, and keep everything that's been happening along that timeline still going forward. And that means Ben Affleck has another opportunity to not shit the bed as Batman. I don't believe it. I don't like his face as Batman. I just don't. I thought he was a terrible Daredevil as well. So he's crossing over.
Oh, he was an awful Daredevil.
I was right about that.
Charlie Cox was so much better.
Before I was publicly predicting these things and, getting the credit that I deserve, I was doing it privately amongst my friends. So my friend Joel that I was living with in Flagstaff, were roommates at the time. He got super amped about this movie before it came out. And I let him know with a quickness, don't get your hopes up. This movie's going to fuck. and he argued. He went back and forth with me, man. It was a debate in the house that tore us apart for quite some time until Daredevil debuted. And then he went to go see it. And then he came back and begrudgingly had to admit that I called it yet again. And I've been doing this, and this was back in when that was released was 2000. Yeah. And it's 2022 right now. So just by math, I've been predicting the future for 22 years.
Well, I will say you do have a pretty keen eye, because you and I, even when you were back on the other show, we would talk about stuff, and you would have a keen eye for stuff.
Yeah. Some stuff is too easy to kind of point out and see. It's like, come on. And I don't understand how the Hollywood executives, these big millionaires, can't see how this is a bad idea.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Do you remember when, just to go off of Daredevil a little bit, do you remember when Elektra came out?
Oh, yeah.
How bad Elektra?
Right.
I saw that in theaters. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Even worse. You wasted money on that. Yeah. And you should have saw that come from my way. They're like, hey, how about we do an add-on into this universe of a movie that bombed and flopped and was terrible. And let's get the most average looking Hollywood actress we could find. Jennifer Gardner, she's nothing super hot about her at that time or even now. I mean, she's an attractive woman in real life situations. Like at a grocery store, you would say, hey, she's the 3rd hottest chick in here.
Such a vicious ass.
I'm just saying, but in Hollywood standards, She's like, what the fuck is she? I
You
mean,
gotta
she's
be
a
able
great
to
actress.
do some kung fu
Well,
too.
she's married. She was married to Ben Affleck at the time.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
That's what she was.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly.
And they're like, we both shit the bed so hard, we might as well just like link up for tax purposes. That's what happened. That's the reason why they had kids and the whole nine. Is they're just like, there's no way we have a career after this.
But you have to be jealous of a part of this is your jealous rage at Ben Affleck because he was
on the armors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just be honest here.
And be honest with you, I would still, Jennifer Lopez is nothing to sneeze at. She's beautiful as well, and he married her again. So
It just shows you a guy with a giant back tattoo can actually get the hotties, right?
Yeah. I mean, it helps to have the butt cheek chin, and
I'm working on mine. I'm trying.
Yeah, you got to sleep with it taped up or something. Maybe.
Yeah, and he's tall. And he's tall, and look at
Rich.
Yeah,
rich. Probably got a massive hog. So yeah, fuck him all the way around. It's time to get a different Batman. And I thought we had Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
and they're gonna move forward.
Yeah, and I sort of like he was a little bit of an emo Batman, but I did think it was a nice correction from Affleck, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was like he was the anti-Affleck. So
yeah. Well, see, this is the problem that we're going to face in the immediate future. I mean, that's the emo-verse, right? That they're going to be doing. And obviously with Marvel, with their multiverse, DC is just copying the same thing. And now with James Gunn in the head, and they're going to be cranking out, comic properties like fucking bi-weekly, right? Yeah. Whether it's television or movies, at what point, as we're getting closer to that threshold, are we going to jump the shark on this shit and be like, enough is enough?
I mean, I don't know, because remember, media is media. Like, you got to realize at one point, it was 100 years ago, and people are like, more superheroes are coming out. When's this trend going to stop? Like, this has been the same.
Books,
there's been the same thing for 100 years. Superheroes are here to stay in every media. Like, that's what's happening, because you're going to get bigger and better video games for these superheroes too. There's so many good video games coming out with the superhero characters as well. So it's not going to go anywhere. Like, it is.
I am
just
excited
what it
for
is.
some good video games. Say that. What about you, Herb? What beyond Wakanda Forever? What next comic book project are you excited about?
I don't. I'm trying to think what's on the horizon. I mean,
a lot of stuff. I mean, if you've seen them, they have the timeline all lined up. Did you see the new trailer for the Ant-Man? And
I did. I did watch that, and I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence about it. Ant-Man. I like Paul Rudd. He's like a nice guy. It's like one of my lesser sort of Marvel things. I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. I'm interested to see the whole King the Conqueror and where this goes, and I mean that stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting burnt out or what. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be. But I was personally blown away by the trailer, and I got uber excited about it. To see the storyline of King the Conqueror and them going into that and the graphics of what they showed in that trailer was like, okay, yeah, there we go. That's the kind of movie I want.
Well, the Quantum Verse is definitely an invitation to imbibe before you go to see the movie, right?
Yeah,
I'm just like the colors, the shapes, you know what I mean? It's an experiential thing.
How many tabs of acid are you going to do before you watch that movie?
0.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. So we left the podcast broadcast on a cliffhanger. So answer that question there, Herb. How many?
0.
0.
No acid. I will be ingesting no acid. No.
Okay. When you're watching Ant-Man and the Quantum Verse.
Yeah.
Even with your alias name, your alias isn't going to do any of that.
Carmen.
Teatro Carmen. Though.
Yeah. Teatro Carmen's going to do like 6 tabs. Fried balls. But Herb Stratford? No. We separate the two when watching movies. Now, welcome back. We're hanging out here with film critic Herb Stratford. Yeah, it is a light weekend in movie releases as far as what's coming to theaters, but Netflix is always cranking out content. Is there anything worth checking out here on our Netflix before they raise the price and we cancel it?
There are 2 really good things on Netflix, actually. One is a true story. It's called The Good Nurse. And this is the story of this nurse who actually they think killed between 400 and 4,000 patients during his career.
Really?
He killed 40 at the last hospital before they caught him. So it's a true story. It stars Jessica Chastain and Eddie Redmayne as the sort of the evil nurse. This guy was the angel of death. I mean, he figured out a way to inject insulin into people's IV bags. Couldn't see it. Would kill you. And
really?
So apparently he just liked killing people, and he would do it randomly. So he wasn't even like, I'm going to kill you. He just inject a bunch of bags, and then whoever died. And the cops sort of got wind of it, and the hospitals were covering it up. He kept moving hospital to hospital. And so anyway, it starts out as you're sort of like, this is a Lifetime movie, right? And then you get to a point with Eddie has this moment in the film. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just like, you're like, oh, that's why they cast him, because he's good
and terrifying.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this was worth the investment I just had. So it's a pretty powerful story, and the fact that it's true is amazing. A critic friend of mine went to the thing in New York. Netflix had a thing, and she talked to the two cops that caught him and the nurse, the actual nurse, and she said they were just, they were kind of like, yeah, it's so much worse than even what you're seeing here in the movie. They're like, we just focused on a couple of them, but he killed
I'm surprised.
hundreds.
I've never heard of this guy, because if this is true, and they add all the deaths that are associated with him, he's got to be the most prolific and successful serial killer of all time.
Yeah.
You're talking thousands upon thousands. What is the estimation of how many people he ended up killing?
Well, and that's the thing. It's like they know. I think he was tried for 29 deaths or something. He's serving 6 or 13 life sentences or something. But they know at least 400, and they think it could be several thousand, because they're trying to reconstruct it, and it's hard to tell because he was so good at it.
Yeah, put it in perspective. Like, everyone's talking about Jeffrey Dahmer now. Jeffrey Dahmer killed how many people? Like 20-ish.
Yeah, it was in the 20s. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he ate them, and this guy's triple digits, high triple digits.
And just weird doing that Russian roulette of it.
Yeah,
that's so odd.
Yeah, I mean, it could be children. It could be, what I mean?
That's
it's just
horrifying.
Yeah, so it's a pretty crazy story. And then the other thing that we're dropping on Netflix this week is called All Quiet on the Western Front, and this is based on the very famous book about German trench warfare.
Real quick, book. What is that? F you, Powers.
It's a thing with words on it and pages, but that's not important.
No, I do know.
And I know. That was my Leslie Nielsen. So anyway, there was a previous movie, probably in the early 60s, with Kirk Douglas. But basically, it's a story of these young guys that go to war in Germany, World War I, and they're all excited. Hey, we're going to war. And then, war is hell. And so if you saw 1917 a couple of years ago, which was a really great film that really depicted World War I really powerfully, this is like that, but it's even more muddy and sort of over the top. I think Saving Private Ryan, the first, you know what I mean? Like that sort of intensity. It's crazy. I mean, the stuff these kids went through in the trenches is just horrifying. And it's so, now, like with Ukraine and everything else. Yeah, you're just like, wow, we should all watch this. So it's a hell of a thing. Very, very powerful movie on Netflix, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. It looks like the cinematography is nice.
Oh, yeah.
The doom and gloom, but it's kind of shiny, and it looks very realistic. That seems kind of heavy. So the two big releases happening on Netflix, and this is a movie, based on the literary masterpiece.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's another name for a book.
I will punch you in your mustachioed face. You want to look like Ron Burgundy after that fight scene? Because you will.
That escalated quickly.
This guy. All right, we're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Join us, youtube.com/BeefVegan, and just subscribe while you're there. We'll be back with more Beef Vegan Presents after this. Fair. I know you like that joke. All right, so... All right, so war movies I'm not really a big fan of, to be honest with you. The last war movie that I really enjoyed was probably something like, I probably couldn't even think off the top of my head.
I think mine's like Forrest Gump. Like, I never watch war movies at all. Like, at all. I never even saw Saving Private Ryan. I saw some of it. I'm like, I don't watch war movies. Maybe what's the one where they all, with what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. in blackface? Tropic Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, that's an excellent war movie. It is.
It is.
That's one that I dig. And it still holds up. And honestly, they keep putting it on like Amazon and stuff. There's not too much backlash on it. I think in context they get the idea of the blackface, but you can't do blackface.
Right. That's the joke.
Yeah, I know.
And I thought I read somewhere that Downey wanted to do a whole movie.
Right.
In that character. And then now Tom Cruise is trying to do that Les Grossman thing. He wants to do a whole movie of as Les Grossman, which
he was great as Les Grossman.
It was one of his best roles, I think. I think that and Magnolia are two of his.
Well, and he's inspired and he's roasting his former boss. I mean, he is playing a person that was someone who he was having problems with, a beef with at the time. Yeah. And what a great way to get back at him is just emulate him and be like, look at me, I'm a giant douche. Like, wait a second. That's what I wear. That's how I sound. Oh, fuck fuck you. Right? That's like Powers dressing up like me for Halloween and just being like a abrasive, illiterate asshole. Yeah.
I did see your costume that you posted, so I know it's available at Spirit Halloween, right?
Oh yeah, you like that?
I did.
I got a funny story for you real quick, and I'll share this on with the streamers. So in the description of my Halloween costume is a Glade air freshener.
Rico came up with all the stuff. It's not even like he told him to do it.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Rico's brilliant in writing jokes, and so, but that was an inside joke. That inside joke is based off of a nutbag over to the.
Wait, do you know why?
I heard a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So we talked about there was a coworker here that had a complete meltdown because there was Glade air fresheners in the building, and so he went around and stole all the Glade fresheners from the building and put them in his studio. And it's like, you can't have them. And I'm like, that's weird. And why would you put them in the studio, right? Because now you're just breathing that shit in. So then later on, he dropped him off on our manager's doorstep and it's like, you deal with this problem. And after his show, he was bitching that these things cause cancer. And I reminded him quickly that he smokes and chews and he doesn't give a fuck about cancer, right? And he didn't like that. Then the very next day, after, management was like, you know what? He's overreacting. We're going to put these back in the bathrooms and offices that have nothing to do with him because he went to the other side of the building, which is completely separated, air ducts, everything. Right. So there's no way you could smell an air freshener on the other side of the building, but he still went through everything. And then he threw them away. So I made a joke. I was going to get a Glade air freshener and just spray outside the door while he's doing the show. I made that joke. By no way do I actually do that daily. Right. I just made that joke. Okay. Anyways, so we posted that. It's an inside joke. Now, most of the takeaway from the Spirit Halloween meme, and that smells delicious, by the way.
Is pumpkin spice? What is it?
Yeah. Is that, the oversized balls, the hoodie from 93, the shoes from 95, whatever. I got that reverse. That's the majority of the joke, and everyone that's liking it on the Instagram, they're laughing at all that other stuff, and then that Glade thing's kind of snuck in there. It's an inside joke for our P1s that have been following along to that narrative and that drama, and of course, coworkers. So I get a call from my boss yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, first off, let me tell you, really funny, really funny post. But we don't want to poke the bear. Can you remove the Glade part of that post?" And I'm like, no, I can't. For one, it's already posted. A bunch of people already reacted to it. And so if I'm not deleting it for the sake of that, two, it's an inside joke. I'm glad you got it and you found it funny, but it's a fucking inside joke, man. And poke the bear. How about fuck the bitch? Because there's no reason to be afraid of an inside joke. And here's another fun fact for you. That guy blocked me on social media the day that you renewed my contract for 2 years. So he's not seeing it. He's not going to get it. And plus he probably wouldn't even get it. It's not a big deal, right? It's such a minor thing, right? And then I know how to mess with my boss. So, and he's like, okay, well, then I won't say anything, but if Debbie says anything, then you're going to have to take it down. And I was like, well, actually, I was having dinner with Debbie last night and we talked about it. She doesn't have a problem with it either. And he goes, oh, you had dinner with Debbie last night? So, because here's the deal with Mac, and I love him to death. I really do. And I've known of him for years before, and I've danced at his nightclubs and all that shit, right? So I go way back with Mac, and I do love the guy. He's a sweetheart. But he has that old school radio mentality that he does all the jobs and overwhelms himself to protect his job. Right. So he does it. He micromanages, but he delegate responsibilities. And he does this for the sole purpose of being an old school radio minded person trying to survive in an industry that they will cut you for no reason. Well, they can't cut the guy who does everything. Right. So he does everything, loads everything up on his plate just for the sake so that you can't get rid of him. Right. So he's always paranoid about losing his job. And if you work in radio, hey, it's fair. I've been fired from the same fucking company. Right. So I get it. but I knew that it would fuck with him if I said, well, you know, I was having dinner with the boss last night. Oh,
so you weren't?
No, I was.
Oh,
but the reason why I was is because I got invited to a soft opening, the Moho Cuban Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Matt Russell, the publicist, invited me out, and he knows I'm a food guy, and so I went out for the soft opening to check the place out. It's right around the corner from my house. Debbie got the same invitation. We sat together. We're colleagues. Of course, we're going to sit together, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't know any of that.
It was a candlelit dinner, you know.
Yeah, no, you know, it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, it was Wednesday night.
Yeah. You slid
What
into
are you
my
doing?
DMs.
Yeah, what are you doing for dinner, Debbie? Yeah.
And I was like, no, it wasn't just me and Debbie. I mean, Deanne, the other manager, was there, and we were just talking shop. And do you not get the invite? Well, anyways, doesn't matter. As far as the Glade post, we're all on the same page. It's okay. I'm surprised you didn't get the email. And yeah, it's so funny. So yeah, and I was fucking with him 100%. So I didn't even tell him it was a soft opening. I'm just like, me, Debbie, and Deanne, we go have dinners weekly, talking about shop.
If he's watching the podcast, he knows now.
He doesn't watch the
Pretty
podcast.
big if there.
He doesn't watch the podcast. He just doesn't. You know, he's too busy doing everybody's job.
True. That is true. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the game that we play. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mess around. Yeah, and if you mess around, you find out.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, you do, as has been witnessed this morning here.
That's right.
So yeah, did we want to touch on Barbarian?
Oh fuck yeah.
You want to do it on air?
I want to do it on air because it needs to be mentioned because they're the way that they're promoting this now.
Yeah.
Is good. And I got a couple minutes to kill. So what I'm going to do is beast retweets. Now, I don't know if I've done this with you, for Herb.
No.
Okay. So I have a Twitter page, and I like going to Twitter, not to express myself in 140 characters, but just look at funny shit and retweet it. All right. So don't follow me on Twitter, but here's some of the stuff that I came across verse, and I'll share with you. First and foremost, the caption on this, you'll get a kick out of this, Powers, is this is what happens in Mario Kart when you come across a banana.
Oh, man.
I like it already.
Uh-huh. Let's see what happens here. Beef's retweet. They're dressed like Mario and Luigi.
They certainly are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they owned it.
It was quite a spill.
Wow. Don't worry.
Helmets.
Yeah, well, no, luckily for them, they also had extra lives. Okay, so here is, we talked about Rob Gronkowski. I just want to show this real quick because the Gronk, he first off, we have the same t-shirt. I dig that. And shout out to Paul for hooking me up with this. But let's hear what the Gronk has to say about partying, inviting the entire campus out to rage with him.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm here in Tucson for homecoming versus USC this Saturday, 4 p.m. Let's go, Arizona. Bear down, baby. I'll see you all at the stadium. It's going to be hype. It's going to be a lot of energy. We're going to get that W. Let's go.
Now, we're probably not, to be fair. To be fair, USC is a pretty good program, but it's going to be a good time regardless.
That is meathead. That's amazing.
Hey,
that's not a knock.
No bagging on the Gronk
That's
around here. All right, so this is a Japanese game where you have to escape. Now, there's people here that are trying to catch you, right? This is a game show, or even I think just a fun activity. Like, so fuck haunted houses. They have these 12 rooms with people in there trying to capture you, and with multiple doors. Some of those doors open, some of them don't, and you have to run around just based off of what you're hearing to try to find your way out without getting captured. And it's amazing. And I'm like, we got to open up one of these. You know, like look to our friends to the east and emulate that business model. Because watch this guy. He's going to figure it out. He'll run into a wall, but up, there it is.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
That's cool.
Real life Squid Games. Fans doing it up. Oh, here's how not to fish. All right. You want to cast it real deep if you're going to fish, but not too deep. Idiot indeed. This is Justin Spears fangirling over Gronk, taking a photo of him eating EGs. Legitimately. All right.
So I'm confused by that.
Why?
Says he went here, and that's why he's here and all that. He never had EGs back in the day.
First off, he's a athlete, and maybe decided to go to Jersey Mike's. Come on now.
I'm just asking.
What do you want me to do, Greg? Showing some love. Endavis. What? Throw down support. Endavis. Never reborn. And smile upon me. House of Bards. All right, there you go.
Boom.
I can't just give out free advertising. It's kind of like commercial radios, right? So Rock 102.1 KFMA. The thing about commercial radios, people pay for commercials. I mean, that's just how it is. I don't hate the player, hate the game. All right, we have a minute here that I want to talk about with Herb Stratford. And I just got love from Greg from Endavis. Shout out Endavis. All right, so let's talk about this HBO Max movie because I don't even think you knew about that it was on HBO Max.
No, I didn't. So there's this movie called Barbarian, which is I don't understand where that title even comes from, to be honest with you, but it dropped on like September 19th. It sort of was below the radar. And what's happening now is it's got this really sort of, I think, smart, sort of marketing campaign that they're doing, sort of a discover it, before your friends tell you about it. Right.
Mhm.
I mean, and I love it because it takes you in so many different places. Like, I mean, literally I stopped the movie I was watching it last night. I stopped it a couple times just going, wait, what just happened? I mean, I had to I was by myself. I just had to stop and go, that was insane. Basically, the setup is this girl she's in Detroit. She's going for a job interview. She gets an Airbnb. She shows up at the house and there's somebody else at the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a guy and he's like, well, no, I rented it. And she got it on Airbnb and he got it somewhere else. And that's just the tip. And you're like, okay, something weird's going to happen. And then it just keeps going and it keeps going. And every time you think you're like, oh, that's it, something else happens and you're like, what is going on? It's the perfect Halloween movie. It's got a couple of jump scares. It's creepy as hell. I really dug it. It's called Barbarian. And like you said, you can find it on HBO Max. I found it on iTunes last night for like $5 or something.
Yeah. So this movie, and it's the reason why it got my attention, and I didn't watch it because I'm not necessarily a fan of horror films, but on the home screen, they say Barbarian, watch it before your friends tell you about it.
Mhm.
Right. So like, I thought that was an interesting tagline and be like, okay, is this buzzworthy enough? And it looked creepy and kind of cool, but I'm like, oh, okay. So just based off of that. And sure enough, my goddamn friend told me about it. So I can't watch it. Can't watch it now. I had all this opportunity. I've been seeing it for like over a week saying, watch it for your friends tell you about it. But yeah, it's one of those movies I kind of that reminds me of Human Centipede, not in the plot, but by the buzz.
Yeah, and also like Blair Witch, right? Because people were like, that whole thing was built on is it real? I'm not saying that's the line with this one, but it's like there's something about that discovery of something that didn't have a huge marketing budget, and you're like, oh my God, that movie is nuts. So I want you guys to watch it so we can talk about it because there's just some really disturbing stuff that I really don't want to tell you about until you've seen it.
All right. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm going to watch it this weekend. All right. Let's hit the reset. Be back with your beef tip. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Speaking of which, watch this little game right here. Greg, I just did a shout out for you on the air. Give me a comment right now. All right. Let's see if Greg is still watching or he immediately checked out as soon as I gave the shout out because I saw the number and I'm like, oh, Greg just left. There you go. Yeah, he's performing. Oh, never mind. I take it all back. Love it too, man. Just making sure. Well, then, Greg, I gave you a shout out, and then someone said, "I'm gonna stop watching this because Greg just got a shout out." That's fucking out. Okay.
Well, we got some nice 69 XXX fun posts here too. So that's
I know, man. That always happens at the tail end of the YouTube stream.
They find you.
Yeah, they find me. And I mean, I do weird hashtags, but just to kind of increase reach. And they're not even associated with this stuff. I mean, yeah, I do hashtag suck a dick, hashtag fuck me Friday, hashtag MILF Monday. But the fact that I'm getting spammed by porn is just blowing my mind. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You're big time, man. You're big time.
Hashtag
made it,
Tuesday. almost. What other hashtag Wet Wednesday? Hashtag
Is that Thirsty Thursday?
Thirsty Thursday. Thank you. You don't want to do that on Twitter though. You'll see a lot more dicks and boobs.
Ooh.
Hashtag. Suck it Sunday.
Okay.
Yep. Hashtag Sinful Saturday. Hashtag. I think I covered all the days.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
And I doubled up on some of these days. These are actual hashtags. Did you know that?
I don't think you use any of these hashtags though.
Oh no, you can.
No, I know you can. I don't think
he's saying you don't.
Oh, in my description?
Yeah.
No. I just do hashtag fucking film critic, you know what I mean?
with a David S. Pumpkins jacket on. Thank you.
Right.
very much.
You know what? Both of you, and I should have worn my jacket this morning, and I am kicking myself.
I have that one too.
Of course you do.
We
Of course you do.
could have done it.
Well, no, mine's not a David S. Pumpkins jacket. Again, it's gray.
Oh.
It's just
It's
like in the same
cobweb.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we all could have been themed. Of course, Powers is dressed up like Hulk Hogan, kind of. He's wearing his Hulkamania stuff. It's just that you didn't bleach the mustache because you're going Ron Burgundy tonight. It's too bad you don't have a picture of what you look like as Ron Burgundy.
Well,
you still have to find your
I do want to see that.
You'll see it.
Text it to me.
You'll see.
Are you wearing a wig? Let me see the hair.
Oh.
Did you grow the hair out and you
No.
do the comb over?
I bought a wig.
Okay, you did buy a wig.
Yeah, I bought a wig. This ain't covering nothing. This ain't even covering any day.
No, you got the little spray. You
It
can
ain't enough.
spray it.
You need that big coif.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Otherwise, just me in a suit.
True.
Wig helps.
I mean,
Are you
seriously.
gonna have an antenna?
You mean a microphone? Oh, the antenna she whoops me with? I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking of trying to get one.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one. I wanted to get a flute and some flash paper
Oh,
so I could
flutes.
like shoot fire out of a flute.
You didn't find a magic shop?
No.
You know, I'm surprised they could sell them at Tucson Games and Gadgets, but maybe not.
Flash paper? I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I think you have to order that. You could probably get it here by Amazon by then.
It's all right.
There are magic shops. There's magic shops in the mall. And you could absolutely get flash paper at a magic shop. So I guarantee you there's a magic shop at the store that sells, I believe I've seen it.
Okay.
Whether it's a Tucson Mall or even Park Place, and Tucson Mall most likely, and in there you'll find flash paper.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not, again, it's one of these things where I'm not worried about it. Like, because when you host the things, you know the thing. Like, they're not there to see a play. I'm dressed as Ron Burgundy. I'll do a couple of lines, but I'm not going to put it. They don't care.
Yeah, don't get yourself fired after
Right.
9 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're there for the party and you stress the party, but it's not all about you. It's about the party.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the same thing for me at the Roadrunners games, you know? So I'm not just making it about me. It's about the game.
Yeah.
Which, Herb, you got to go out to these games eventually.
At some point, I will. I went to one right sort of at the beginning of COVID. I haven't been back since. So.
Yeah, it's fantastic this year. And actually, I rearranged my schedule so I will be working on the 11th and 12th and DJing the Hops and Hockey because I have to DJ. So I fucked up. I'm such an idiot, Herb. And real quick. So I've been saying the Greta Van Fleet shows like on November 9th, you know, and which it is. And I'm like Saturday, November 9th. And I put it in my calendar. It's November 5th. So at some point, I want to believe that it was November 5th and got switched to the 9th, but that's probably not the case.
Probably not.
Right. So I'm saying Saturday, so much so that it's ingrained in my brain. And I'm trying to like plan a weekend getaway to San Francisco to visit my aunt and uncle, who I love very much. And I love San Francisco.
Yeah.
And they're like, how about the first weekend? And I'm like, I can't. I'm supposed to do something about Greta Van Fleet on that Saturday. The next weekend, I got hockey games, but I could get that covered. So I canceled the money I was going to make just to be here for the Greta Van Fleet show. And then I found out in real time this Wednesday, ironically, that it's next Wednesday. And I completely fucked up my schedule, right? So not only am I spending money on plane tickets, but I'm losing money by not working. Right. So it's like extra money. There's no offset of cost. And I'm not made of money. So this affects me greatly. So then I realized I'm like, okay, fine. Well, whatever. It is what it is. Suck it up. Then I get an email from the Roadrunners like, hey, we need you to DJ on the 12th. And I'm like, shit. Like, so now I have to work this. And so I had to rearrange and I spent an extra $400 just to move my plane tickets from the second weekend to the first weekend.
I hate that.
Oh, it's the worst.
I hate fees.
It's a scam.
Because it's a scam. It's meaningless.
Yeah.
They
I know
don't
that's
care.
United. So yeah, F you, United. All right, let's go. All right, that's all the time we have for the show today. We had a fantastic time. I had a great time most of the time until Powers around 8:30, and then around 9:15, I liked him again. So that was good. So that's
brief, brief hatred.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get over a dislike for somebody. For Herb, it took about 4 or 5 years, but now I like him again too. So my beef tip to you is don't worry if you hate somebody viscerally. If they keep making fun of your lack of reading ability, that's going to sting. It's going to hurt. You're going to want to punch them in the face for a little bit, but you let that slide because eventually you'll realize all the reasons why you actually like them a little bit. And so that's my beef tip to you.
You're going to come party with me tonight?
Yes. Okay. Nightmare in Congress at Hotel Congress is the party tonight. We hope to see you there. Robin Ash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
I was expecting to say I don't like it that
All right,
much.
so we had the hard. What'd you say?
I was expecting to say I don't like it that much.
No, I know. Well, I didn't want to shit on Hotel Congress, even though I'm not going to be there because I have a different party I have to go to. But thank you, Herb, for coming in. And I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great weekend. I hope everyone out there on the stream has a good weekend. Anthony, Manny, if you guys are looking for a Halloween party tonight, get at me because Paul's throwing that Arizona thing, and that's going to be a blast. If not, go to Hotel Congress for Nightmare in Congress.
I should be able to come to that too anyway because it's across the street now, essentially, isn't it? If it's at Carriage House?
Figure it out. Carriage House. I got to figure out the
Carriage
details.
House
Hotel Congress? Where's Carriage House?
Carriage House is It's the Broadway and 6th. So so it's a block away.
Yeah,
it's close.
All right, so I'll hit you up when I'm done.
Yeah.
See what's going on?
I'll be around. I mean, I'm gonna be wasted, and it's good because I took Monday off, so I can nurse a 3-day hangover.
Yay!
Yeah, fuck yeah. All right, so hit me up, guys, and then you guys have a great weekend. We will catch you Tuesday because we're taking Monday off in protest. So enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you later.
Happy Halloween.
There you go.